Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Part 5, Eve Harness Pull Training.
Today's session with Firecrest Easter Eve here in my uncovered arena, we're actually going to try to pull something. We've got enough people here that we feel we're doing this as safely as possible. There's some construction going on next door, so there's some sounds that she's not used to. But you can see that she's ground driving quite nicely with her harness reins on, and we're trying to hug the cones as if they were barrels in a barrel race. Can we get really close to them? Get her to arc so she goes around them, giving us plenty of room in between the two cones to set us up for the next cone.
What's up, G?
Angela has the Singletree in her hand, keeping the tug straps up high enough so that Eve is not likely to step over them. Eventually, maybe today, maybe not today, we're going to take this short, lightweight ABS log and have her pull it around the cones, which means we're going to have to train ourselves to know how much we can hug the cones without knocking them over by having this ABS log run into them. And I just realized something.
Easy.
Usually the first session of a new activity, we end up having to plan for better tack next time. I just realized that for Angela to put that Singletree down, she's going to need a chain so that she can pick it up real quick without bending down. So we're going to stop the camera for a minute, and I'm going to set it up that way. Well, we had to do some tack adjustment. We now have the quarter straps hooked to a strap here on the saddle band. We wanted to make sure that the britchin stays properly placed on Eve's hips. We put a chain on the Singletree. I'm going to stay at the head right now, and Katie's going to control Eve. Angela's going to put the Singletree lower and lower, and then let it slide on the ground, but immediately pick it up if Eve shows us stress to the point of safety problems. We don't want to relieve the pressure if she's showing us stress and giving us the wrong answer, but always safety's number one. And then maybe we'll put the pulled object on the Singletree. Maybe not. Today we're letting Eve feel all this tack, be here in the arena, see the cones, even though she has blinders on, and feel the pressure of a Singletree and possibly a pull. So I'm just going to be here at the head to keep control of her front end. Go ahead, Katie. I'm keeping a loose lead line, but being here in case.
Step up hall.
Let's go around both cones once. Then start letting the Singletree down.
Step up G.
We have to cross over here. That's why we gave ourselves a lot of space to cross over. As we come around, Angela, when we're crossing over, start letting the Singletree down. But not all the way down yet.
Step up G.
Okay, see if you can make a little noise with it.
Step up hall.
Now we're getting farther away from the cone, but okay, we all have to practice this.
Step up G.
Good. Let's stop in the middle here.
Steady. Whoa.
Okay, now we did this with a lead line. We could do it with a join up next, where I'm just close by, or somebody she trusts is close by, and not have the lead line on. But for safety, we left the lead line on today. Whoa.
Oh.
We had so much tack to adjust, she got kind of antsy. And it's threatening to get windy and rainy. So I feel that maybe we want to find our moment of resolution right now and take up from this point again next time and see if we can get the ABS log pull on the Singletree and see how far away from the cones we must be in order to not have our pulled object knock the cones over. And think about being in a forest where you have trees that won't move, and instead the pulled object might get stuck on the tree.
Oh.
We need to train ourselves, as well as our horse, on pulling for doing forest work and farming. And one more thing, looking forward to when we actually get ready to farm here, we've got, my cameraman's gonna zoom over. Whoop.
Oh.
We've got a harrow here ready to go. We've pulled with it, with Eve, just a few steps in the straight direction, forward motion. We're gonna learn with Eve to pull with it around these objects. And that's our goal. This is our moment of resolution today. Our next session with Eve, Firecrest Easter Eve. We're one person shy on our team. We're going to do this only if we feel it's safe. We're observing Eve's body language. She looks quite calm. We have no construction going on next door today like there was in our last session. But it did take us quite a while to get set up here, so she's getting a little bit antsy. All right, so Katie's in charge. She's going to tell Eve what to do. As I observe Eve's body language, I'm going to put this Singletree down like this. It's going to make noise. It's going to maybe cause the tug straps to hit Eve's back legs. We need to desensitize her to those kinds of spooky objects and get her to be a trustworthy farming horse. And that's what we're working on, and we're showing you how we're doing it. Okay, so I've got a chain here to hold up the Singletree. First, we're going to do it without putting anything down. I'm just going to observe Eve's body language. Let's go, and Katie's in charge.
Step up. Step up paw.
We're trying to go around these cones.
Step up paw.
And you can see we're not hugging them yet. We need to be able to direct Eve's direction as well as her speech, going a little fast.
Easy.
Easy now.
Good girl.
Good, Eve.
Step up G. Easy.
Easy now. She's walking a little fast. I'm gonna let it go down, maybe on the next
Step up
straight
paw.
path between the cones, but not yet because she's walking so fast it seems like we're going around the corner all the time. Okay. Now it's making noise on the sand.
Step up G. Easy. Good girl.
Easy now, Eve. It's gonna bounce a little bit. Can you whoa now?
Steady. Whoa.
Okay. Now, do you feel like you can hold this and that at the same time? Not safely?
Not with this.
Okay. All right. I wish we had one more person here, but it's a weekend and we have one less on our team. I'm watching her body language. Okay, Eve.
Oh,
right.
good girl. Steady. Ho.
Whoa. Eve.
Good
Whoa.
girl.
I should have had it closer, but I didn't want it in our path. I'm going to the next step. It won't be a big step, just a little one, a tiny baby step. Here's our pull. a short piece of ABS, lightweight. Okay, let me hold on to that and you take your arm extension. Okay. It's all right, Evie. Yeah, still one problem. If you can hold it again, I'm just going to go up to her. Yeah, I'm going to go up to her collar. It's all right, Eve. It's all right. And in the future, I'll have some of these in my pocket. These are clasps, double-sided clasps that are really handy. Quick release on this ABS log, so that if you pull a sleeve, it releases. Can you zoom in on that, cameraman? Okay. Still, I have to tell you though, if you have a spooky horse, getting to the sleeve of the quick release is not so easy. Okay, now I'm going to take this clasp with the other side, connect it to the chain. Now I've got a rope on the back end of the ABS log and the chain in my left hand. Let me just show you what my objective is, and we may or may not reach it today. Put the ABS log down, put the chain down, hold on to the ABS log with the rope, pick it up if we get into trouble, so that it not only picks up the ABS log, but also the Singletree. One of the worst situations you can be in when you're farming with a horse, pulling with a horse, is having something connected to them from the back end. When they get spooked, you can completely lose their focus, their confidence, and that something will be perceived by them as a predator. But the trouble is, unless you can get it off, it just gets snowballed worse. So I'm thinking of all these ways I can keep that from happening, and I have to tell you that I'm doing this with Firecrest Easter Eve because she has the best disposition of my three Morgans to do this kind of task. She eventually, we hope, will be pulling the harrow in our hayfields, getting the ground ready for seeding. Okay, so now I'm going to hold the rope. I'm going to hold the chain, and at the same time that we're training Eve, we're also training Katie. Because Katie, you need to watch. You see how long this pole is. Mm-hmm. Try to keep in mind, I'm going to try to stay in the back, center back of Eve. I'm going to try, but sometimes she walks a little fast for me. Keep in mind that if it's down on the ground and I'm not there, it's your job as the driver, mm-hmm. as the rein handler, as the driveline handler, to give her enough clearance from the object that we're going around, yes, that the pole won't run into the object, the pole object. Okay, let's see if we can just go one figure eight.
Okay, step up.
I'm pulling back a little bit too, so that she feels the weight on her collar. That's kind of a weird feeling for a horse.
Step up, paw.
I think the pole would do okay, but you know what? It may not stay in the center like it just did because I was holding it. If we can do a G-turn and stop in the middle,
okay, step
I would
up
be
G.
happy with
step
the
up
progress
G.
of today's session. You see the Singletree is kind of bouncing around, and if it was on the ground, it would also bounce around.
Steady. Whoa.
Good.
Good girl, Eve.
Good. But see, when I put the Singletree down, kind of close to her ankle, so if it bounces around and hits her ankle, we have to make sure she's not going to spook. And just to see if I can have confidence that she's likely not to spook, I'm going to remove this pole log, this ABS log, for a moment. Probably won't put it on again today. I'm going to, just standing still, I'm going to let her feel the Singletree at her ankles. I'm staying out of strike zone. It's all right.
Steady.
It's all right. It's all right, Eve. Good. A very light touch. Good. Ever so slight. A light touch, ever so slight, the right answer, and you remove the object. That's their reward. They don't want the pressure. So if she were kicking out, I couldn't remove it. I'd have to somehow stay out of strike zone up to the point of safety. It's all right. Touching a little harder. Good, Eve. Very nice. Now I'm going to pull it over here and let that tug strap touch her below her knee on her right rear. She's being good. She's kind of curious of what's happening around her. Remember, she has blinders on. Let's just walk a little bit towards the camera. I hesitate to even suggest that next step, but I'm going to let the Singletree be completely on the ground. We'll see how much it jumps, because this is deep sand, but it's not exactly even at this point. So is it going to jump? Is it going to hit her? And if I see any negative reaction from her, I'm just going to pick it up out of the way as best I can.
Step up.
It's all right. Okay, stop.
Steady, whoa.
Yes. Now, I'm sure that this is the best moment of resolution for today's session. We'll show you our progress in the near future. In today's session, we only have 3 people helping, so we're going to be very, very conservative. My cameraman has set up the camera. He's going to come in here and stay at the head. I'm going to try to do the drive lines. I hope Eve doesn't walk too fast, because I can't walk real fast. My legs don't work that way anymore. I'm going to do the drive lines. Angela's going to hold on to the pole that's connected to the Singletree, just like it was in the last session. And if Eve is going well, first we're just going to do a straight path around the cones, not a figure 8. And then if all goes well and we feel that we can take the extra step, we're going to do a figure 8, which means a lot of G and ha. Step up. Step up. Okay, start letting it down. Let it touch the ground. Good, good, good. See how she almost hits it? Step up, G. G. And you have to walk fast to stay behind her. Okay, on the way down now, put the log down, but hold on to the string, the rope. Step up, ha. Good, good. Ha. I gotta stay on the correct side of the cone. I'm gonna turn a G here, keeping in mind that we've got the Singletree trailing behind her, not hanging onto her mouth. Okay, see if you can let it down now with the log, but hold on to the rope in case you have to pick it up. Can you let it down more? Yeah. G. Step up, G. Let it slide along the ground, but hold on to the rope. It's all right. It's all right. Now that left tug strap is hitting her left back leg. But we're pulling. We are pulling. I'm going to do a G, and then we're going to do a ha. Good. Ha. Step up, ha. Step up, ha. Good. Now see how close her right hind leg is to the tug strap. Good, Eve. Excellent. Now a figure 8. Ha. Good. It's down on the ground, right? Good. Yeah. Now I'm going to G, close to the cone. G. Step up, G. Step up, G. G. I sure didn't stay close to the cone over here. Boy, do I need practice. G. Good. Step up. Step up. Good. Ha. Step up, ha. Step up, ha. Put the log down if you can so she feels and hears it. Steady. Ho. Ho. Oh, very nice. Now here's what I want to do. I want you to take the log off. take the log off. We're going to remove one of the items. I'm going to hold the Singletree up while Angela goes. Can you hand me the Singletree chain? Mm-hmm. Angela goes to the head, because right now we feel better if Eve has somebody at her head. Okay, you go to the head now. And Erin, if you'd go and turn the camera here. Whoa. Good. We may not even be in camera's view right now. Whoa. Easy, Eve. Easy, Eve. That's good. She's being good. She's being good. She was being good that whole time in case she wasn't in view. But you know, anything could run by her at any moment, and that's what we're concerned about. Her nature, her flea nature coming out because she's a prey animal. We need to make sure we keep her confidence that we do this over and over and over again so that when she feels these things, it's no big deal to her. And we're a little bit iffy about the length of the tug straps. We may want to extend them with some chain to keep this Singletree a little farther away from her back legs when it's bouncing on the ground and sliding on the ground. I tried to take it out of the carabiner that it's hanging in right now at her hip. Can you zoom in on that, Erin? Whoa. And as soon as I did that, the tug strap was so far, so close to the ground that even if she didn't step up with her foot, she so easily could have stepped over it. Whoa, whoa. Angela, whoa. Good. And so I put it back in the carabiner. Whoa, whoa. Okay. I feel like we're at our moment of resolution. Angela, you stay there. Erin, you can stop the camera and come back in, and we'll take all this tack off.
See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.